Last
And then
time on Happy's van broke, and then he beat the fucking some dude to death with a fucking wrench, and then fixed his van and drove off. Now we have a new updated list of Happy episodes, including the Happy movie parts 1 and 2. We are
Matt,
back at August 28th. Forensic has already made his appearance, and he has been seen a number of times. We don't exactly know what Forensic is doing. He's just kind of standing outside and looking at the guy, and I believe at one point he hacked the guy's computer and tried to make a menacing post.
Again, the guy was more mad about that than
His
house
home
being burned down,
his
his friends
yeah.
being murdered. The children he does not have a personal connection to being murdered that he's seen.
Which he does seem to take in stride at this point. Actually, no, he always took it in stride. While he was seeing the murders, he was just like, this had me a tad perturbed.
We talked about this a little bit before we started recording about how, like, look, this is legitimately one of the dumbest fucking creepypastas out there, but it's not the worst. And having said that, one thing I was going to bring up, but I forgot to, Lundy, with that is this does have one of the hallmarks of, like, in my opinion, really bad internet horror. And we're starting to see it creep into analog horror of, like, okay, like, you're doing all this death and misery stuff. Like, what's the fucking point here? Like, why, like, what, is it just, like gore porn? Is that it? Is that all we're doing? Because that's lame.
It is pretty lame. August 28, 2011. Remember when I got those tapes from the now demolished studios? Well, I bought a small projector so that I could play the tapes to find out more about them. And like what I saw when I closely inspected the tapes, there were more changes than I thought they had. Here's the list of what I could find in them. Number 1, Happy's Vacation has stock beach music playing in the background of the beach scenes, while my former copy does not. I guess my old copies were the work print? Also, Happy sounds slightly different. Hurt Happy has the apple in the healing scene replaced with a tomato. I think this proves my theory that the apple thing was a mistake done by the producers.
We can't eat the vegetables now because we've seen a tomato.
Happy Goes to School has an entire removed scene with a song in it, taking place between the math and science scenes. Involves Happy going into a social studies class and finding a kid struggling with his homework about the American Revolution. Happy tells the kid to watch what the teacher is going to put on, which is the segment of Schoolhouse Rock about the American Revolution.
Okay, I want to point this out. I know why he wrote that part in.
Why?
Because probably people in the comments were like, can you please stop writing the dog shit songs? They're like shit a literal baby would come up with. The math song isn't even a song.
The boo-boo scene in Nate Needs Help is a lot shorter and overall less weird. And guess who I saw today? It was Forensic, as usual. Unlike most times, I got a good look at a part of his face. Well,
I like
to put it shortly.
Forensic is just walking around normally.
Yeah.
Even though he's a weirdo fucking creepypasta monster man. He's just like, he's got like he's running a sublet across the street from this fucking guy.
Yeah, he's like, he goes out and he gets his mail and the guy comes out and he sees him and Forensic's just like waving at him.
Yeah, Forensic's like, how's it
I
going,
saw
bud?
Forensic today.
He's doing pretty good. He's starting AA.
I got a good look at part of his face. Well, to put it shortly, he might be a human. Might be. Okay. All right. We've established he has incredibly long arms and claws, but sure.
Look, we know he's not an apple and he might be human.
September 2nd, 2011. I found, while searching torrents for Happy Appy, an intact version of the Happy Appy's movie's bonus features. Visually, it wasn't good. It was a simple menu with a white background. There was only one bonus feature, creating a Happy Appy episode. I downloaded and watched it. It was around 30 minutes long, and like the title says, showing the making of a new episode, which wasn't released, called Happy Meets the Roo Bears, where Happy Appy is in a crossover with Aphex Twin.
Fucking what?
According to the worker, the episode would have been somewhere in season 2.
No, no, no,
Here's
no,
what
no, 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 no. The fucking Happy Appy and Aphex Twins?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I think, you know what, we might be getting to the part of this story. So, Lundy, keep mentioning this, how everybody bullied him, right?
Yeah.
So one thing he ends up doing is being like, well, you know what? I meant it to be shit the whole time. It is supposed to be a satire of a bad creepypasta.
Oh, no.
And then
Fuck.
everybody's like, no.
No, you didn't.
And then he drops out eventually, and he's just like, you guys are mean and you suck.
Here, according to the clips, Happy is in the playground when he sees a watered-down Roo Bear running around. Happy asks who he is, and the Roo Bear does not respond. Richard drives in his long limo from Window Liquor. Happy and a Roo Bear heal a kid who accidentally hit his head on the swings. To be honest, I don't think Aphex Twin in a kids show is as weird as, say, Jack Black in Sesame Street. It's just me, though.
Or, you know, the prediction of 9/11 and the murders.
Man, Happy Appy really is jumping the shark via creepypasta, right? You know?
It really is.
I don't know what you're talking about. I haven't heard such witty and thought-provoking writing since Dean Koontz.
Jesus Christ. You leave Dean Koontz alone, by the way.
Name 3 of his books.
Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Get back off the bandwagon. Get on back over.
Yes, the famous Dean Koontz bandwagon.
I want to say that I remember
Lundy the
a
fake.
monster
Lundy
show.
the well-known
I
Dean Koontz
did
fan.
I did read and watch the movie Intensity, which was pretty fucking awesome. Not gonna
Oh,
lie.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that you had to go through that.
You know
Hey.
what?
No, fuck you. For one, the movie was fucking awesome. Eat my ass, okay?
Counterpoint, no.
Okay, you're just wrong.
Third-
You're just wrong.
Third point. There was no second point.
Fourth point. Gotta make monkey noises. Ook, 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 ook.
7th point. Demon Seed's a fucking piece of shit.
Fuck. I lost my place.
Also, he gave his dog a last name. He's fucking gay.
September 3rd, 2011. Okay, there are 2 things I want to talk about on this blog post. First off, I've heard a rumor that there's an actual episode of season 2 intact, but it's very incomplete. It's a very incomplete fan restoration, around 15% complete. I'm just going to say this now, but why would this show have fans? I can understand liking the more appropriate episodes, but anyways, the rumor states that it was the very first episode of season 2 called Camp Ah. In it, it starts with the intro as always, but with some differences. First off, Happy didn't dance in the intro, but starred the new main characters, sort of like the CSI intro. As for the main
Can
characters,
you imagine, like, just the CSI intro, but it's just fucking...
it's Happy. As for the main characters, they are Happy himself, a man in a ski mask called Napoleon, and a little boy named Danny. I have a weird feeling that Napoleon could actually be forensic in a different outfit. After that, it cuts to a scene where Happy Appy is in his van, but there are 2 girls in the passenger seats. The girls are only clay apple heads on sticks with no arms or stems. After driving for a while, the van parks in the camp. Happy gets a washcloth and he and the girls sit on it. For a while, they just sit on the cloth staring at the sky. After a few seconds, another apple appears, looking like a stereotypical beach jock.
Wait, so has Happy Appy's van been apple-sized this whole fucking time?
I guess. I don't know.
What was
Like
the?
he says washcloth, so I'm like, wait, that means they're all the size of like a fucking apple if it's a
I
washcloth.
think
And
he
then
actually means towel, and he doesn't realize that he's saying washcloth. And
He is
like,
a foreigner.
yeah.
see, this is the problem with this. Is there's some legitimate questions where it's like, is this just him being a retard foreigner, or is this like some deeper meaning that like I'm overlooking here?
Also,
It's
Also,
probably the
what was the?
first.
Sorry, I might be out of it with the plot. What's the Napoleon thing?
He
Napoleon
was
is one of
just
the new
introduced,
characters in season 2, apparently, of
Oh,
Happy Appy.
and he
And
might be
he's
forensic.
just a dude in a ski mask, and there's a theory that he might be forensic in a different outfit.
By the way, I'm taking that literal, and it's just like he is wearing nothing but the ski mask.
Yeah.
hey Napoleon, do you want to help us learn how to read and count? Whatever, I guess. God, whatever, fine.
I thought you were gonna be like,
No, I'm going the good one,
The good one. Okay.
the more powerful one.
The one that knows martial arts and nunchucks.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm going with the Mormon
I
out of
mean,
the two.
Napoleon Dynamite probably would not have lost at Waterloo.
By the way, I need to just go ahead and say that twice now Matt has done a couple of southern aphorisms. He said washcloth, and now you said Waterloo.
Yeah, get his
And I
ass.
love them. I love them. They're adorable, and Matt is cute as fuck.
I hate it.
Well, look, we might talk about cooking all next.
Yeah.
And then I
Um,
can
Sit
go
back.
take a little bath down in the creek to make you fucking happy, Lundy.
Crick's
Yeah.
not even like a southern thing. That's just Midwest in general.
They stole
Fuck,
it
we
from us.
we say crick up here in fucking PA. So
Look,
Yeah.
a lot of Pennsylvania is the South. People don't fucking remember this because, you know, most of your states sided with the Union, but the Mason-Dixon line goes through fucking Pennsylvania. Like, Virginia is firmly below the Mason-Dixon line.
Matt,
so
did we ever talk about did you have family that would ever say the Jew you out of money thing?
Not really.
Everyone in my family did that. And here's the fun part of it. They thought it was a different word.
what they think it was.
JOO.
I had no idea.
I
No.
told you about my mom thinking that Hindus were Jews, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
So Happy has a couple of girl apples with him, and they are sitting on a cloth and staring at the sky.
Oh no, ladies, my friend Mr. Banana has come to.
Well, after a few seconds, another apple appears, looking like a stereotypical beach jock. I don't know how you do that with an apple, but
Can you date rape an apple? Because I think that's what's about to happen here.
Happy says, "Move it, ladies." Although the quality makes it sound like "Move it,
Move it."
ladies."
I'm here to fuck the male apple.
One of my favorite things about this, and honestly, it's something he should be doing, but I just love his dumb little asides of like, the audio quality was messed up here, and it sounded like he said, "Hey laddies" instead of "ladies."
It's so unnecessary and so dumb, but he just puts it in
If
there
you're
anyway.
doing a creepypasta about a TV show, you kind of need to fit in some of that shit, because it's like, okay, there's going to be some weird shit that's not necessarily going to be connected to, you know, the murders.
The second thing is that Happy Appy does not have an IMDb page. The page some people are mistaking it for is actually a TV show they called The Happy Apple. I could understand why people would think that it would be related to Happy Appy, Happy Apple being the rarely used full title of Happy Appy. When I mean rarely used, I mean rarely used. It was only used once in a TV guide preview. But about the Happy Apple, it's from the
No, you
1980s.
Fools do not understand. This is his true name. You
How
do
can
not
you
know the power you
confuse?
willed against Happy Appy.
How can you confuse a TV show from the 80s about an insurance company with a noggin TV show from the 1990s that has imagery of 9/11? And It's like he's yelling at people. Like somebody is like, "Hey, maybe you should just take out the whole Happy Apple thing entirely because there's an IMDb page for the Happy Apple." And he's like, "No, I don't need to because it's called Happy Appy. It was only called Happy Apple once, so it's fine. And there's no similarities."
Follow-up question. What about 9/11 again?
Don't even get me started on Appaloosa horses. Just don't.
What?
I don't know. I have no idea. September
Did you
4th.
just curse us? That sounds like a curse.
An ancient curse.
Yeah.
September 4th of 2011. I finished decoding the sound clip and, well, when I began to decode it, I just heard static with some odd noises here and there. I tried reversing it, changing the pitch, slowing the speed, and adding volume with some successful results. At first, it was just the sound of Happy Appy laughing. It wasn't a regular laugh, however, but one that sounded like he was injured. Soon after that, Happy started screaming, and you could hear someone else laughing. Like Happy, it sounded like the person had begun to laugh was also injured. I guess it's a child struggling against a murderous Happy Appy, but it could be damn near anybody.
Wait, is Happy the victim here?
I guess. Or somebody fought back successfully, I guess.
Maybe that's why it was canceled.
September 5th, 2011. After 16 pages of a Google search, I found someone who said they were a member of the staff who made Happy Appy. I was excited, so I got their address so that I could meet them in person. It took a long time because the directions they gave me required me to go through a lonely dirt road. And I thought that it would
I
give me
just
shoes.
love that 16 Google page, 16 Wikipedia page. It's just like, how many should I'm just literally thinking of like the George Lucas bit from that one Red Letter Media of like, what order should it be? Order 6? No, that sounds like they don't get that many orders. Order 666? No, that's too on the nose. 66, that's good. Just imagine this guy being like, yeah, I went through 16 pages of Google results. Nobody goes that far.
It took a long time because the directions they gave required me to go through a lonely dirt road, and I thought that I would get my shoes dirty. Hey,
This motherfucker has... I'm pretty sure if you zapped an actual goldfish consciousness into a human body, that goldfish would have better priorities than this motherfucker. It's like, God, I could get the fucking bottom of this mystery and figure out, like, why this kind of weird, like, I don't even know if he's fully human. He's already killed multiple people, tried to kill me, said he's gonna fucking kill me. But, you know, like, my shoes might get dirty.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I read ahead a little bit. Well, anyway, I was at an angle where I could see the person who was standing near his house. I was right about to yell out to them, but I got a closer look and freaked out. It was Forensic standing near the house right behind the corner of a building I was about to pass. If I had passed it, Forensic would have caught me off guard and stabbed me to death. I don't know why Forensic had set this up, but...
Forensic is like doing literal Looney Tunes shit. Like, he's waiting around the fucking corner to hit this motherfucker in the face
with a comically sized fucking mallet.
No, I'm picturing it's a pie made out of knives. I don't think Forensic's a villain. I think he's just very socially retarded. He's like, oh, I made this cake. I wanted to share it with you. Why are you leaving? Is it because your shoes are getting dirty? I knew I should have set this up on a paved road. Fuck.
He's definitely out to get me. Oh, really?
You know what I'd love more than anything with this? I'd love to get somebody to write a story from Forensic's point of view.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, I kind of love Forensic. He's a cartoon character.
He is fun. He is fun.
You know what he is? He's the fucking judge from Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Yeah. He was still looking at the way that I was supposed to have come through and quickly checking his watch, so he didn't see me yet. He was a human. Because he was checking his watch? I don't know.
That's the like monsters don't use watches. They have no concept of linear time.
He was wearing this weird mask that looked like a happy baby. And the mouth would often move, giving the impression that he was literally a baby face. His arms were bone skinny, and it looked like he needed to put on 20 pounds to be considered barely underweight. Yeah, 20 pounds. God damn, he must be a fucking giant stick figure. He started getting
a Slenderman, if you would.
He started getting more and more nervous and thinking that I wasn't gonna show up, which I could tell because of the fucking features that he made beneath his baby mask, I guess. I don't know. Fucking hell.
No, just imagine he is pantomiming all of this.
Yeah, it's like he's a Forensic's a very emotive character. He's sitting there like throwing his hands up in the air, putting his hands on his hips afterwards, shaking his head dramatically.
Look, as one of the executive producers on the Happy movie, every time Forensic is not on screen, everybody should be like, "Where's Forensic?"
Oh man.
Get the Forensic talking. Can I make a request?
Sure.
I don't know if he could do this voice, but in my mind, I've always pictured him having like fucking Team 4-Star Imperfect Cell voice.
Okay. I will attempt to do that. That sounds fun.
Because I mean, that's basically what Forensic is. A murderous Looney Tune character.
What was also of note was that near the house there was a van that was very similar to the one that Happy rode. I ran off and went back to my house to tell you about this near-death experience, since it'll probably happen more and more often.
Here. It was not an apple-sized van.
It was a real van. It's a
regular
human-sized van. Since I was freaked out by Forensic, this is September 6th, and it is nearing 9/11, I rewatched the Towers episode again. When I played it, I heard the faint whining noise in the background of the famous scene, and I instantly recognized it was a much quieter version of the decoded sound I was talking about 2 days ago. I don't know why that was playing was in there, but it was. I still can't imagine what could match that audio clip. Okay, he's fucking up a decent bit on the fucking words there.
He's getting more frustrated as more and more people are like, "You fucking suck." What's with the baby mask, you fucking idiot?
September 7th, 2011. I finally figured out what the sound clip is. While I was getting my groceries, it came to me that the voice...
Why is it a baby mask? Wouldn't it make more sense for it to be like a happy mask?
that's too on the nose, Matt. We're subtle writers over here at Happy.
As subtle as a fucking frozen rabbit shot out of a cannon right at you.
It came to me that the voice wasn't happy sounded a lot like Forensic. Quickly, I came up with the idea that the sound clip was Forensic fighting with Happy. I don't know why he would fight Happy, an inanimate clay puppet, unless he had some sort of mental condition. While I was on my way home...
Happy the victim? Did he not want to do the murders?
He was being forced the entire time by Forensic. Happy was drugged to kill children.
Hashtag Happy did nothing wrong.
I saw a police car with its lights on and sirens blaring, so I followed it. When the police car stopped, I saw the cops leave the car quickly and run after a thin figure, which had dropped a gun and something red. It was none other than the Happy puppet, with some dirt on it. I could have sworn that I saw Happy's mouth moving, but I was so freaked out that I wasn't sure if Happy's mouth was moving or not. Suddenly, it came to me that if this figurine was the one that I owned, Forensic must have broken into my house. Before the police came back, I got into my car and just went back home. Thankfully, it was unscathed, but one of the front windows was open. Once I got in, I shut the window and looked for the Happy puppet, which I had put in the living room. However, it was nowhere to be found. After I write this blog post and go to bed, I'm buying a nice knife as soon as I can. Oh, now! Now. Now, after Forensic has popped up multiple times, has hacked your account, made a blog post talking about how he's going to kill you, tries to bring you to an abandoned house in the middle of nowhere so that he can fucking stab you to death. Now, after you see him run away and having stolen something from your house, now you need to get a knife. A knife. You're getting a knife to protect yourself.
You know
Okay.
what forensic is? And Goat, are you there?
Yep.
Forensic's fucking Roger from American Dad.
Oh yeah.
This is literally something Roger would do.
I had a bender in the early 2000s, and I produced a show called Happy Appy, and I don't exactly know how it went, but I'm pretty sure that I need to kill everybody involved with that fucking horse shit.
I could even see the B plot for the American Dad. Like Roger writes an internet spook story, right? And
Yeah.
Steve's like, "This is shit." So Roger just is like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna become Forensic, the most popular character from my spook story."
Really deep, really deep. A lot of blood and sweat and tears into that. I did coke at 4 a.m. and then wrote it in 3 minutes.
September 9th, 2011.
You know what Roger's voice is supposed to be?
Paul Lynn.
It's a little
Lundy
bit more of a
didn't know.
higher pitched version.
I mean, in
Lundy,
the early seasons, it's like, yeah, that's Paul Lynn. That's a Paul Lynn.
Lundy,
Kind of developed into its own.
who was Paul Lynn?
Comedian.
Well done. I'm
You could
surprised
have
you.
just said the gay guy from the 70s, and that would have
I'm-
also been acceptable.
No, Charles Nelson Riley and Rip Taylor and Elton John.
Yeah, but well,
Bruce
Ellen
Willis.
was probably out at that time, maybe, but like Paul Lynn was open in the 70s.
Have you heard Gilbert Gottfried's podcast, Matt?
No,
Do you know about the Paul Lynn story?
no, I do not.
Is that he was he was incredibly anti-Semitic. And it was because his career sucked. So because he came up at the same time as Mel Brooks and Woody Allen, and was jealous that they were able to make careers out of their stuff. And they said while everyone was eating lunch at Hollywood Squares, he would just be in the corner with a cigarette going, "Those fucking Jews. They're the reason I don't have a career."
That is awesome, and I love it, and I hope it's true.
No, it is. Bruce Valanche confirmed it.
Nice. We can believe Bruce Valanche. He would never lie.
He
to
also
anybody.
said that
That almost made me black out from laughing.
he also said that Matt, he also said there was a story that they were doing some gay Halloween special and Paul was dressed up as a witch. And they all went out smoking and they saw LeVar Burton and his crew going to like Regis in the morning. And Paul couldn't think of anything. He just sees him and he just raised his hands up and he started going, "Roots! Roots!"
he
LeVar-
shouted roots. Oh no!
He couldn't even shout Toby or fucking Kunta Kinte. He just roots.
Yeah, LeVar Burton looked at me, he started laughing, and he just kept walking.
Honestly,
that does seem like LeVar. He's a chill fella.
And honestly, it is kind of funny. It's better than where I thought this story was going.
Honestly, I could see LeVar doing that thing where he leans in for a second because he doesn't quite hear him, and then he understands what he says, and then he just kind of like nods his head real wide, and then just gives a bit of a big old smile, and then gives him a finger gun before heading off.
This is like a fucking 49-year-old man, maybe 50, just rude.
Again, it's better where I thought he was going to be like, looks like there was an escape at the ape house.
September 9th, 2011. I'm not sure how, but maybe the audio of Forensic and Happy was planned to be in a future episode of Happy Appy and got mixed up when they were putting the sound and music in. Was
You know
forensic
what? I
around?
just came to a realization. I'm sorry, Lenny. I know you just started, but I just came to a haunting realization. I think this might be why I love 9/11 memes so much.
You think?
Because if I'm remembering, like, oh, the big part's coming up on 9/11.
Oh no, I read a little bit ahead to see. Um, was forensic around when Happy Appy was being made and put himself in one of the episodes because he was in the staff, or did he get so much infamy during during that time that the producers decided that he was perfect material to mock? I still can't put this together. There's some good news about forensic, though. To quote today's
Hey,
newspaper,
Chuck, you know that weird guy who stalks around the studio and killed that fucking intern last week? Let's put him in our children's show to mock him. Antagonize him, if you will.
a crazed maniac was arrested last night after a robbery at a firearms store, a home break-in, use of firearms without a permit, linkage to various murders, and evading arrest. Some days I ask myself why I chose to get involved in Happy Appy. Well, tomorrow is going to be the 10th year since 9/11. Oh joy. In all seriousness, I have too many thoughts in my head right now. Will I be visited by forensic again, or will I be murdered in my sleep? Well, you just said he
He's
got
the
arrested.
fucking holiday figurehead for 9/11. Oh boy, I hope forensic visits me this year. That's my boy. I made sure not to support any Muslim extremists. And I kissed my picture of George H.W. Bush every night.
Oh god. Forensic is the fucking mascot
He's
for
the Santa Claus of
9/11.
9/11.
Oh, we need to have a Photoshop picture of forensic in a fucking Santa sleigh flying into the Twin Towers. We gotta do it. We gotta have that.
Just with like happy holidays written over
Oh, oh no.
from us and ours, the Go Pin Podcast. Happy holidays.
Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna die. Oh man.
The more I think about this, actually might be the patient zero for my love of 9/11.
All right, so there's an updated list of the episodes. September 11th of 2011. I know I'm not supposed to make a post on September 11th, but I really had to get this post out. Last night, a certain someone went on my computer today. The way he phrases it, that fucking scamp forensic. He found a way on my computer.
Oh, you know that jerk. He's acted like forensic is like his jerk ass roommate.
Yeah.
So not only is he using my computer, he didn't recharge it, and he drinks from the fucking carton.
Luckily, the only things that Forensic did was add 3 photos, a notepad file, and a badly distorted sound clip. Forensic just comes over with a little thumb drive and puts it in, just downloads it into his documents file. He's like, there you go, buddy. Take a look at that. see what's going on. I'm out of here. Just a few pictures and
like after Forensic does all of this, he just stands up like all proud of himself, and then he's like, "Wait, aren't I supposed to be in jail?" See, that would be the fun thing to do from the forensic story, is like forensic slowly becomes self-aware that he's the antagonist in a shitty creepypasta. And he's like, oh no, this is my existence?
The images and notepad file were made today during 2:20 to 2:30 a.m., while the sound clip was created on July 14th of this year. All the images were made using Paint, and the file name image 1 to image 3, and all were badly drawn. Considering that forensic...
I think this is when we get my favorite picture of forensic.
Considering that forensic wears a gas mask and has long, skinny fingers not fit to use my mouse, I knew they wouldn't in good quality. The first image
He had a baby mask on. We're going back to the gas.
We're going back to the gas mask. We're going back to the gas. The baby mask was a disguise, man. He can't continue to wear a gas mask when he's trying to trick somebody, right? No, he wears a baby mask underneath the gas mask.
A great mental image in my head of forensic baking the knife pie and being like, okay, well, that's fucking cooking. Let me decide what I'm going to wear. Can't wear my gas mask. I'll know it's me. I'll wear this baby mask.
The first image was Happy Appy smiling on a dark red background with a knife in one hand and the words that say, "That's natural, children." I found out that this one was actually a GIF and not a PNG. I stared at it, and for one frame, Happy had blood on his teeth and knife. Let me go ahead and let me bring this about so that you can take a gander. So we're
You did describe it whenever you posted.
We're an
audio-based podcast.
Well, that's the I did just describe it. It's Happy smiling with a knife that says "That's natural, children" are in the background. There's dark red shit, and like for a frame on the GIF, there like some fucking like horribly made blood like appears on his teeth.
How would you describe the quality of the artwork?
I would describe it as something that I would make when I was 7. That's how I would describe it.
You think you on Newgrounds would post this proudly?
Yes.
It's like, yeah,
Fair, it's got a decent usage of shading.
Yeah, I just got off my 3rd semester at art school. It's not much. This was my final project.
The second image is the only one that does not show something. It is, in fact, a portion of the song "They're Coming to Take Me Away, Haha." I seriously want to know what the connection is between Napoleon the 14th and Happy Appy / forensic. I don't know when Napoleon the 14th came up, but all right. Is it that they're both disturbing to listen to, or is there something else I don't understand?
That was in the movie.
Was it?
Yeah, because remember in the hospital scene, he's like, "They're coming to take me away, kids, haha."
No, I know that, but I'm not wondering where Napoleon the 14th comes from.
That's who did "They're Coming to Take Me Away, haha."
Wasn't that Captain Insano?
No, that was a band called Napoleon the 14th.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
I swear to God, it was like an original made for a radio.
Yeah, it was Captain Insano from The Waterboy.
No, there was another one. Fucking.
Yeah, I know the radio guy.
Yeah, Captain Insano. I would wonder if you could sing the song from The Lord of the Rings.
The last image is more notable than the rest. It was Forensic standing behind a black background which has "I'll find you" in red. The reason the photo is the most noticeable is that it shows Forensic's long pale neck, gray clothes, and his unusual gas mask. It's actually more high quality than the other photo I took of him, even though the picture's quite bland. However, it doesn't show his filters, which is odd. You want to see this high quality picture of Forensic right there? So
I love it. Yeah, this is the picture I was thinking of with the Forensic. It's perfect. It's fucking fiction. Like,
so
because you know what? Because like, look, I'm sorry, Lenny, but I want to go first because it's like a couple of things to unpack here. One, he kind of even let it fucking slip why he did this. Because again, people criticized it, was like, what is this fucking bullshit signs looking fucking shit you posted? What am I even supposed to be looking at here? So he's like, fine, I'll do it in your MS Paint and that will fix everything.
His head is in the shape of the back of those scoops, those wooden scoops that you would have for the fucking the snacks that you put the sugar on, you just lick it off. I don't know what the hell those things are called. Fuck, pissing me off. he just looks like a wooden spoon. That's what he looks like, but with also, like fucking a black gimp mask put over top of it. But it's not a gas mask. How is this a gas mask?
Well, here's the funniest thing, right, Lundy? Yeah. The funniest thing in that shit he just said is, it's weird that it doesn't include his filters. Because one of two things fucking happened. Either he tried to draw the filters on and it looked like shit, so he abandoned it, or he fucking posted this and was like, fuck, I forgot to draw the filters the gas masks have. Uh, he didn't draw the filters for some reason. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Bada bing. Also, I love the fact that he says this is higher quality than a photo that he took of him. I just
fair. We saw the photo.
I know we saw the photo, but how is this high quality? I'm just so confused. The notepad file contained another gibberish string, bunch of letters. Why do I keep seeing these gibberish strings? Are they a secret code of some sort that Forensic wants me to crack? Oh yes, about the sound clip. It starts with a bunch of ambiance. It sounds like it belongs in a factory. There was metal banging, steam blowing, all that stuff. It might be possible that it has some sort of distortion. In the background, I heard a person walking, kicking over an empty tin can. After this, I heard a voice that sounded like someone beginning to say, "Stop!" before it goes to static for the rest of the clip. My best guess of what this sound clip could be is Forensic killing someone. But looking at the date the file was made, which was the 12th of July, could this sound file be related to Tristan Ye? I somehow doubt it, to be honest. I'm going to provide an answer and then say,
Honestly,
nope,
gives
it's not that.
evidence, and it's just like, this is probably nothing.
Great detective, by the way.
This guy is supposed to be a police detective. He hasn't brought it up since that one time he brought it up.
Just because he had needed something that he does for a job, because people were wondering, like, how the fuck do you have the free time to do this? September 12th, 2011. Today was one of the worst days I've ever had. Forensic didn't visit me in my sleep. I was not a good boy this year, apparently.
I'm just imagining, like, he's having a dream, and it's like the gay dream Smithers had where Mr. Burns is flying through the window, but it's fucking Forensic.
See, I'm picturing the other way where it's like an American Tale where he's looking out the window and he's like, somewhere out there. Like somewhere on the other side of town, Forensic is looking up at the same star.
Yeah.
While he's brutally murdering a child and singing.
This is one of the worst days I've ever had, but at the same time, it was also one of the best. So, it all started when I was coming home after getting late night groceries on September 11th when I noticed Forensic was crossing the road to my house. Knowing that he would try to burn down my house again or steal something, I sped up and had the car ram him at full force. I heard a couple of bones breaking, and I knew I must have injured or possibly killed him. So I grabbed a flashlight and got out of my car. And to my surprise, I couldn't find Forensic, although he made a trail of blood which pointed to where he went. So I followed the blood.
Yes, I know where this is going. This is the part where I'm like, this is the true climax.
The trail led me to a nearby forest a couple of miles out of town. I had doubts about this. Forensic had run off into the woods and is probably ready to attack me if I go too deep into it. I put those thoughts aside since I knew that I had to kill Forensic in one way or another, so I got my knife from the car and went into the forest. The blood stopped at a dirt trail, and a few meters from it was a sign. The letters were faded, but I shined a light on the sign, and it read, John Wilkinson's Summer Camp. The John Wilkinson Summer Camp opened in 1996. The owner of the summer camp was, unsurprisingly, John Wilkinson, a 35-year-old man who had a mild case of schizophrenia. For years, it was a very popular summer camp. Kids kept coming to it, with one coming all the way from Maine and the United Kingdom. Unfortunately, in 2004, John Wilkinson's worsening schizophrenia reached a peak, and around 2 in the night, John got an axe, went into the log cabins, and killed 6 children before disappearing into the woods. The summer camp closed down, and the case remains cold to this day. Okay, we know who did it, and we know when they did it, and we know how they did it, but the case is cold. I went to the dirt road to the summer camp, which was an overgrown grove. Over the years, the summer camp deteriorated, letting various moss and fungus grow into rotting wood of old cabins. I went into A first. Just for reference, the cabin series were A for 16, 18-year-olds, B for 13, 15-year-olds, C for 10 to 12-year-olds, and D, 7 to 9-year-olds. It looked like a regular cabin. God damn. He's trying real hard to give like a basic, it's like, I know about summer camps.
So, I want to spoil a little thing, not an actual like plot thing, but a more meta thing. So
Mhm.
when I say this is the true climax, that's what I mean. Because this was his original ending point for this fucking creepy pasta. Because again, he got tired of being bullied constantly. And I know he came back to eventually rewrite more of it. So all that stuff will be new to me. But like this fucking part coming up is some of the dumbest, just sloppiest way to fucking end a creepypasta I've ever seen.
As I walked in, I noticed the sound of a generator running. Knowing that this room was different from the rest, I turned the lights on. I wish I hadn't, because as soon as the old light flickered on, I was horrified at what I had seen. On the walls at the back of the cabin were the mutilated bodies of Kevin Christensen, Tristan Ye, and Miranda, held up by meat hooks. I was completely paralyzed in fear for a minute.
Would you have
My
like heard the bugs or smelled,
dead bodies.
yeah.
My breathing became more rapid. My heartbeat sped up, and I started sweating. Behind me, I heard an all too familiar slithering voice with what sounded like an East Coast accent. Do you like my trophies? Sorry, that's the best I can do, Matt. What do you think?
Well, no, imperfect cell, so it's more like, yeah.
Oh, imperfect cell. Do you like my trophies? There you go.
Perfect. Yes.
I thought you said perfect. My bad. I jumped at the sudden voice and sharply turned around. It was none other than the forensic with a dull, rusty butcher knife. He was wearing a black butcher's robe, heavy winter clothing, and of course his trademark gas mask. Go on, Garrison. Garrison? Go on and take a closer
Is
look
that
at my
literally the
trophies.
first time we've ever heard his name?
I think so. You know you wanna, out of sick, morbid, but somehow natural curiosity. Oh no, he talks so stiltedly. When he said that, I was both horrified and intrigued. Even though I had a paralyzing fear, I walked up slowly to the body of Kevin Christensen. His body had 3 slice marks on his chest, half the skin on his face was gone, and various nails were rammed into his body in such graphic ways that I can't mention it. His jaw was positioned to make it look like he was laughing at something. I had to stop Forensic from killing any more people in this horrible way. There was a half-broken mirror next to Kevin's body. I picked it up with a shaking hand and saw Forensic sitting down a chair, preparing to sharpen the rusty knife with a large grinding wheel. He's just pulling this shit up out of nowhere.
Just imagine he is like fucking Walter White in that scene. It's like, wait, you gonna stick me with that piece of broken mirror?
So, Forensic cheerfully said, you found me at last. Congratulations, Jerison. You deserve a reward. Do you want to know what it is? What the hell did you do with them? I yelled. I mean, you're looking. You killed them, obviously. You're looking at the bodies. Even though it wasn't what Forensic was expecting, it seemed to be the only thing I could say to him. Well, since you asked, I, Forensic F. Forensic, will tell you what he did.
You don't want to explain your plan, Forensic? Well, no, it's just more. People usually don't ask me why.
People don't usually ask me what I did. I show them what I did, and then they ask me why. But now you're asking me why. It's very strange. Sorry, you've thrown me off.
I read it into existence by a Russian retard.
Forensic said as he got up to stretch his arms. But first, I'll tell you the reward. It's a knife to the throat, he laughed, which turned from a somewhat girly giggle to a psychopathic laugh. After catching his breath, he said, to put a long story short, they were people who had annoyed me to a certain extent. First off, Kevin Christensen deserved his natural fate because he kept calling me slow and retarded.
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
We're fucked.
We are so fucked.
I, how is that? Do you think that the Kevin Christensen being calling him slow and retarded is his response to all the fucking commenters calling him retarded?
Perhaps. I'd say there is a non-0% chance of that being true.
I personally got offended by that. So, when you were still watching those 10 episodes, I managed to find and kill him. I watched you enter the house with that photo of Happy Appy in the bushes. After that, he sat down again and kept sharpening that knife. I could just give me like 5 seconds. This is still very dull.
And look, like, I know I'm a monster and everything, but I have triplet OCD and I did not sharpen this knife the correct amount of times. So can you just stick with me for a moment? Thank you.
I could barely say, what about Tristan and Miranda? Ugh, don't mention Tristan, yay. He was a foolish little kid who was the voice of Happy Appy. I don't know why they got a teenager to voice Happy Appy, even though I should have done it. It feels natural, wouldn't you say? Also, he was much ruder than Christensen, but not as bad as Miranda. So, who told you about Tristan's death? Was it Jim Forrester? Is it?
Didn't he read it in the newspaper or something?
Yeah.
Also, I guess Tristan, no. Am I right?
I actually fucking hate you for that. God damn.
I've been waiting 3 fucking episodes to do
What do you think,
I
Goat?
actually wrote it down on a notepad so I wouldn't forget.
What do you think, Goat? What do you think about Tristan? No.
No.
All right. I was shocked, but I slowly nodded my head. Forensic put the now sharpened knife to one side and began to sharpen another dull knife. Oh, sorry, I need to sharpen like 6 of these before I can start.
I'm just imagining it's like that scene in New Vegas when you meet Joshua Graham. He just has the infinite pile of fucking 45s. Like, it's just an infinite pile of knives.
Yeah.
God damn it, I love this dumb fucking character so much. Like, Forensic is like, outside of the 9/11 shit, Forensic is legitimately the best part of this fucking shit. I don't give a shit if he is a Slenderman. No, fuck that. He is better than Slenderman. Because you know why? He has a personality.
True.
He's a character. What does Slenderman have? Ooh, I make teenagers kill themselves. You know what else does that? Depression. Hormones.
Look, man, I got like 50 more knives to go through. I just went through an infomercial binge and I ordered literally enough to fill up my credit card quota. Look, I fucked myself so I could look cool here. Don't ruin this for me.
Suddenly, he talked in a rather deadpan voice. I know he'd tell you about his death. I mean, you do report the deaths of the employees of Happy Appy, right? I slowly nodded my head again. He sighed and said, well, I guess it's okay with me. Tell the world that employees of a once famous Nickelodeon show are dying. Forensic slouched over and sighed again. He perked up and then said worriedly, oh, I got distracted. Finally, there's Miranda. Well, you see, Happy Appy didn't kill her with his van and mean Miranda. She got killed off for a while since she was very rude and kept insulting me, prompting me to hit her every time she made fun of me, and quite frankly, she deserved it in the end. The sudden tone shift made me jump a little. It didn't help that he laughed like an absolute maniac. I'm sorry. Hold on. So we've established But the
Yes.
crimes of Treston, Christensen, and Miranda is that they made fun of him.
Yeah,
These are the crimes.
I wonder if this is all related to something that was happening to this person writing the story at the time of them writing the story.
I love the fact that he actually forensic ranks how bad each person was to him. Christensen was the least bad. Treston was second bad, and Miranda was the worst. But all he can say is that each of them just kept making fun of him.
Say
He
with
ranked them.
Preston, I'm reading into that's like the literal children who made fun of him because this was on the creepypasta wiki. So it was like 10 to 15-year-olds were the major fucking user group of that website. I don't know what Miranda represents. See, this is the real deep dive lore fucking shit in Happy Appy is figuring out what specific users pissed him off enough to be in fucking forensics kill list.
I got distracted again. After the episode, Happy
I think
Appy and I
Miranda
killed
was
her.
like some either because Russia is just one. It's just ones and tens. Like, do you think like he was trying to impress some Russian girl with his writing skills? It was like, look, I'm a writer. Like,
I
choice.
am famous writer man on creepypasta.
And she's just like, this is shit, you fucking retard.
I will write you down in story. You will be hit by van.
This is part where I would say you could see the part where his heart literally broke, but we do not have VSRs in Russia.
Fuck. After the episode, Happy Appy and I killed her as a natural, beautiful team. Now that I've told you their fates, go ahead, get closer to the bodies. Closer. Closer. The tone of Forensic's voice at the last closer made me jump a bit. Hearing him, a very deadpan serial killer, scream at me like that was shocking. The problem was that I was still paralyzed, so I couldn't move that great. Come on, Jerrison. Stop fucking around. You don't want to end up like they did, right? Just go and get closer to the bodies. Now, goddammit! And again, I jumped. This time, Forensic jumped out of the chair and started forcibly pushing me towards Treston's body. I heard him begin to growl in fury. Treston was as disfigured as Kevin was.
Just imagine if Forensic is playing with them like Barbie dolls. Jerrison, you're gonna be the mommy in this role. Daddy had a bad day at the office.
He had the same slice marks, but in the abdomen area, his facial skin was also gone. What? Sorry. Punctuation. He had the same slice marks, but in the abdomen area. His facial skin was also gone, but was sloppier than Kevin's mutilation. He was also laughing, but it was more forced, like Forensic dug his hands into his jaw and forced it open. I had one more thing to say to Forensic before I planned to kill him. About that sound file you left on my computer, the one that sounded like it was in a factory. What was that? Oh, it was me killing Treston.
Again, just explaining everything. Just being like, you guys suck. This is the last chapter.
That was me killing Treston. Don't ask why, but I love to record people's death cries as I kill them. It's so natural to me, if you will. He muttered something that I could barely hear, but it was basically along the lines of, damn, I need to stop saying natural.
Wait, I know I've asked this before in this series. Did you add that?
No, that's what he said.
I fucking love forensic.
So that's definitely him trying to play this off as being like a satire. That is definitely what he's trying to do there.
Well, hold on to you. Wait.
He, he replied with, "Now that you've seen Kevin's and Tristan's bodies, how about you see Miranda's? It's the best, in my opinion, since she deserved her fate the most." And again, I jumped. He jumps a lot. I moved to her body just so that I wouldn't be screamed at by forensic. He's very loud and it's very rude. It takes me off guard. I have anxiety.
Yeah, forensic, this is not doing well for my condition.
And possibly piss him off so much that he would murder me. Unlike the others. Wait, hold on. I don't want him to murder me, so I'm gonna go look at the dead body real quick. I'm not under the impression that he's going to do that right now. Oh man. Unlike the others, Miranda was barely recognizable, and yet I was able to identify her immediately upon seeing her body at a distance on a meat hook.
Didn't Tristan have his fucking face ripped off?
Yeah. And yet somehow was still laughing. Pieces of her flesh and organs had bite marks in them, and her limbs were dismembered. Again, she was laughing, but this time I couldn't tell at first. I still had the broken mirror and noticed Forensic was slowly holding up the second knife he sharpened in his left hand to backstab me. Forensic said, "Well, now that you've got all the questions answered, it's time for you to go." Now that I have explained the entirety of the plot to you. now, now that we've wrapped everything up, is there any questions left? Is there any plot holes that still need to be explained? Just real quick, I just need to make sure that we don't have, because we're wrapping this up. This is the last entry, right? That's the plan. "No!" I screamed before taking out the axe and striking his left arm.
Wait,
I know.
the fuck the axe come from?
So he picked up an axe a long time ago before he entered into the death cabin from another cabin. But for some reason, he's been holding on to a piece of broken glass like a Chekhov's gun. And now, instead of using the broken glass, he's using the axe that he picked up a while ago.
No, he used the broken glass to see that Forensic was gonna murder him.
Okay. And then drop the broken glass to pick up an axe.
Yeah, which is an actual weapon.
Truly a very
How does
intelligent
this not make
protagonist.
sense to you, Lundy? This.
I don't know.
If you had to fight a forensic with two knives, what would you use?
A gun.
Fucking piece. Shit. You kind of won because I didn't even get to define the things yet. So, Lundy gets a gun.
I just get to have a gun now. He laughed in half agony and half enjoyment when I chopped it off. After chopping off his arm, I ran out of the house.
Jokes on you, bitch. I'm into that shit.
Leaving the axe with him. Outside, I found a can of gasoline. I dumped the gasoline all over the house. When I was finished, Forensic woke up, realized what I was doing. He grabbed the axe that I had and a bag full of weapons.
How do you know about the parts you weren't there for?
He's just got a bag full of weapons. He just picks up a.
Shit, he is the Santa Claus of 9/11.
Forensic. We need to come up with a fucking. We need to come up with a fucking forensic 9/11 Christmas song or some shit.
Yeah.
Why
is he using his claw hands?
I don't know. Well, now he's not a creature. He's a man now. He's a man.
But
he's just
an
old fellow with schizophrenia. That's all he is.
They still mentioned that the bodies had like the claw marks.
That's true, and also the previous entry had him being noted as having giant claws, which is why his art probably sucks.
Yo,
Yeah, that's it, and not because it was a young Russian lad trying to make it an MS Paint through his fucking tears.
I just scrolled through a little bit, and we still have like 10 entries. You might want to press the gas pedal a little bit harder.
I got a match and burned the cabin down. For a moment, it felt very satisfying to destroy Forensic's hideout in the same way he destroyed my former house. September 13th, 2011. The local policemen are, for the most part, assholes. Even though I work for them, when I tried to tell the officers about forensic, most of them dismissed the story, saying it never happened. One of the officers, Robert Newport, did believe my story, albeit reluctantly. At least
the cops literally arrest Forensic.
Yes. And it was in the news, and everyone knows that, so. At least somebody at works believed me. However, due to some money issues, I'm going to take a month-long break from Happy Appy. I expect to return sometime in October. See you later! October 19th, 2011.
The suicide did not take. I mean, welcome back to Happy Appy.
Hey guys, I'm back. I should let you all know that any rumors regarding my break are all false. I didn't see Forensic during the break, which made my life easier. Also, I'll try to find all episodes of Happy Appy, I promise. Signed, Jerisim now. Because someone was like, who's Jerisim? And he's like, I am. Well, you should probably make that clear. Okay, I'll sign off my entries with my name now.
I'm realizing that. I was just being like, fuck, I never said my name.
Oh, man. Today I was going through a flea market. This is the 21st. When I realized that I could find a Happy Appy episode on the VHS section. After looking through some obscure VHS movies, I found a VHS with a rushed label, Happy Appy Goes to the Circus. Since I buy almost anything Happy Appy related, I bought the tape. I did not buy the porn parody. After driving home, I got my VHS player and put the tape in, which had some pretty bad deterioration since the episode was recorded. Some parts of the episode taped over an episode of Blue's Clues, and what wasn't taped over had a very low quality audio and video. The title is the plot in a nutshell. Happy Appy goes to a traveling circus and helps kids who get hurt. The episode starts out with Happy Appy buying a ticket to see the Banana Brothers traveling circus. After buying popcorn and a drink, he gets into a seat and the show begins. Unfortunately, half of the scene was replaced with either the Blue's Clues episode or static, and the show scene was pretty bad anyway. I mean, the show was already low budget as is, but the show scene was by far the laziest thing the show's run. The bulky strings were visible during stunts, the models were very rushed, the camera was very unfocused, and someone's head was visible in a scene. After the 3-minute long scene, it goes to the intermission. Happy Appy throws his trash away when he hears a kid crying. He walks to where he thought the cry came from and discovers a kid who's hit his head on the bleachers. Happy heals him using bandages and an ice pack. And the kid thanks him.
I'm sorry, I've been laughing this whole time at Banana Brothers.
Then Happy Appy realizes that the Trapeze Act, the Flying Apples, has a missing member. Happy sees this as an opportunity to make him more popular with everyone, especially children. He gets dressed as Aaron Apple. The other four were Abraham, Adam, Andrew, and Auburn. And talks to the rest of the act about how late he was. The second half of the show begins in the first act, unsurprisingly, the Flying Apples. Unlike the rest of the circus scenes, the Trapeze Act is actually decently made. It was like the entire budget of the episode was spent on making the Flying Apples part look good. After that, more of the god-awful circus scenes played, although the clown scene was somewhat funny, and the circus show ends, where the Banana Brothers thank kids for visiting the circus. Later, the Flying Apples meet the Banana Brothers, and they tell the Flying Apples how well they did in the Trapeze Act. After that, Happy is seen walking out when he sees a kid get bullied by a bandaged girl. Happy gets closer, then guess who was bullying the kid? Miranda! Miranda tells Happy Appy that she has a knife on her. The video cuts out, yet the audio keeps playing. This was probably a good thing for me since Miranda began to scream while Happy began to chop her up with a knife, laughing. I thought Miranda died after the episode where she got hit with a van.
Yeah.
Apparently not. October 23rd of 2011. Today, I'm going to try to answer a massive question about Happy Appy. Why does Happy Appy murder kids? You know, I don't know.
It's like, look, as long as we're wrapping this shit up now, I might as well fucking tell you the dumb reason it came up.
Well, I might have an answer to the question for once. You see, after I went to the employee's house where Forensic was at, I had two ideas. Did Forensic kill the employee, or is Forensic the employee? I think the most likely answer is the latter. Another question arises. Who exactly is Forensic? Well, I can say a few things about this question. It's not Kevin Christensen, Tristan Ye, or possibly Jim Forrester. Also, I can't really confirm Forensic's identity. You might be saying that the decapitated arm has Forensic's blood on it and his fingerprints. Well, it's not that. You see, I didn't keep the arm. I made the foolish mistake of leaving it at the summer camp. Even if I did keep it, Forensic keeps coming back, meaning that there would be a lot of people posing as him. There could be a lot of people posing as him. Okay. So,
one-armed fuckers are in Russia.
So what did the last paragraph have to do with the question? Well, Forensic might have edited the episodes to show those horrifying scenes. It makes sense if Forensic was an employee, since he would have access to the props and tapes. Because of this, more questions arise. Why did Forensic go crazy? Why are there not a lot of survivors of Happy Appy? How did the studio burn down, and did Forensic do it? Here are my guesses to the answers to the questions, and they will change if I get more evidence. Number one, it sounds weird, but maybe he's John Wilkinson. This makes sense, actually. John Wilkinson had schizophrenia and, as you probably all know, killed children at his summer camp, because I told you that in the last entry. The only problem is that he was chubby, while Forensic is very skinny. However, things can change. Two, maybe Forensic killed them.
You know, people can change. They can change for the better. I'm an optimist.
This seems plausible because I can say that 4 people related to Happy Appy died, other than the countless amounts of children. 3, I think Forensic might have burned the studio down. I don't know why. October 24th, 2011. I'm going to finally explain to you all, or at least attempt to explain to you all, why Happy Appy killed children.
You know what this is turning into? Have you ever heard of Patton Oswalt's stage comedy magician bit?
Yes. I remember that bit.
This
A
guy
very
is
good bit.
literally hate fucking the creepypasta community right now. And it is glorious, where it's like, oh yeah, here's the answers unless I think of something new in the future. Probably won't because you fuckers hate me.
Today, Jim Forrester, who is surprisingly still alive, told me the names of more people who worked on Happy Appy, which puts me a bit closer to whom Forensic could be. First, there's Tristan Drews, the man who created the last designs of the Happy Appy puppet. After hearing about the string of deaths associated with people who worked on Happy Appy, Tristan went into hiding. He's still alive, but goes under a different identity. Secondly, there's John Tresty, the man who created the music for Happy Appy. He was a musician who specialized in keyboards, synthesizers, and song production. After releasing his debut film, Hidalgo, which to this day is hard to find, he was called to work on Happy Appy's title theme. Although some parts of the story of the creation of the theme are missing, John basically got 5 kindergarten students and had the kids sing the Happy Appy lyrics. After that, he made the backing synthesizer track, combined the two, and previewed the result to Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon approved the theme song, and John kept his job due to Hidalgo being a failure to sell. He's also still alive. Finally, there's John Wilkinson. Yes, I'm not lying. John Wilkinson actually worked on Happy Appy. He wrote 3 of the episodes for the TV series. I swear I really think Forensic isn't John Wilkinson, but because he's schizophrenic, killed people, and worked on Happy Appy does not help. How did he do that? I'm sorry. We are at a weird point right now because Happy Appy was made in 2000 and John Wilkinson killed the kids in 1994.
No, it was made in 99.
Okay, it was made in 99. John Wilkinson killed the kids in 1994. And everyone knows that he killed the kids in 1994. That's clearly a thing that everyone's aware of. But John Wilkinson just popped up into Nickelodeon. He's like, I'd like to work on a TV show. And they're like, that sounds good.
They're just like, hey, that's the name of that murder. It's like, oh yeah, it's a common name.
It's a different guy. Okay. No background check. Today I was sent in the mail a DVD called Happy Appy's Bonus Features. However, when I tried to play the disc, it didn't work at all. The entire video was static, and the audio consisted of 5 swooshes and a weird voice. I tried to decode the weird voice, and after a half hour of playing with various audio tools, the weird noise turned out to be a kid talking to the listener. Don't trust Appy. He has friends that will murder you. Never come with him to his van. October 26, 2011. Somebody sent me a video of the first part of the Appy movie. Apparently, the movie I owned was either fake or a really long episode. The movie started up with a different opening. The song playing was the opening song of 2001: A Space Odyssey. The logo said, Noggin presents the Appy movie. The first scene in the movie had Appy in his long coat putting a bandage on a cut that was on a girl's arm. Today, I'm scared, Lily, said Appy. Lily asked why, but Appy just said, he is coming, and no one can stop him. I wondered who exactly the person Appy mentioned was. Was it forensic? 7 other kids. Huh?
Has he returned? As the lion?
Has he returned? Yes. Is We're all going to heaven, Lily. 7 other kids came running over, and in the background, policemen were running over to the playground where Appy and the kids were. For a couple of minutes, multiple policemen were yelling at Appy. Finally, the sheriff came out of a car and said, "Stop in the name of the law! I know you have murdered Miranda, Tuck, and Gina." Appy grabs another needle with green fluids from his long coat and stabs the sheriff in the eye with it, while laughing like a maniac. In response, the cops took out their sidearms and shot Appy to death. His bullet-riddled body fell to the ground while kids began to walk over and cry over him. The police left, knowing that they had finally dealt with Appy. Yeah, because that's what they do.
Yeah, we don't
when
need
they
to look at the body.
We don't need to bring it somewhere to get it confirmed dead or anything like that. They just shoot them and they're just like, all right, and then they just and the episode just got outright bizarre. Yeah. After this, it gets bizarre. Appy was suddenly revived and stood up. The kids ran away screaming. Appy took out another knife and started to chase Lily in a POV shot. After 30 seconds, Appy grabbed her and broke her neck. The snap that resulted.
Like Appy coming back together like the T-1000 in Terminator 2.
Yeah. The snap that resulted was enough for me to stop the video for a while. I resumed and the camera cut to the rest of the kids running away from Appy. Appy got into his
something real quickly. Okay, can we point out something? That is the first time he's shown disgust at one of the fucking child deaths in the show. I'm not counting 3 dead bodies.
He did cringe once.
No.
He did cringe.
I cringe when I see something stupid. Like, that don't count.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, showing some form of disgust, all right? I'm just saying.
You know what? I'll give you.
Anyway. I resumed. Sorry, I already read that part. Appy got into his van and drove after a little boy. As soon as I saw the boy, I recognized him as Danny from Camp Ah intro. Given his significance there, could Danny be the one who Appy was talking about earlier? Anyway, one of the girls yelled, "Danny, no!" Danny picked up a lit cigarette that fell from the sheriff's mouth. Gets in Appy's van and burns Appy's face.
Danny's a cool ass fucking kid.
So Danny picks up a lit cigarette that fell from the sheriff's mouth, gets into the van, and burns Appy's face, leaving a black burn on his left cheek. Appy screams and Danny runs off. It cuts to Appy chasing Danny in his van. Danny opens the door again. How does he open the door if he's getting chased in the van? Does Appy just like stop next to him?
No, I'm imagining like Appy can only see in heat vision like a predator, and Danny has just covered himself in mud.
Climbs in the passenger seat and tries to distract Appy. Eventually, Appy crashes the van into a tree. Danny gets thrown out of the van. Appy climbs out of the van and picks a sharp stick off the ground. It cuts to Danny waking up and picking up Appy's dropped knife. After that, it fades to black. I sent a message to the man who made the torrent if he made a part 2. He said yes, and that it would be done on the 27th. I will simply have to wait. Translation. This turned into a long entry and I don't want to write anymore, so I'm done today. I'll pick up next time. October 27th, 2011. I just finished watching the Happy Happy movie and it was weird. Oh yeah? Really?
Really?
Okay. All right. Okay. I don't know if you're selling it well enough for it to be
I love
weird.
how he just, again, they got taken the meta context. I like how he's taken the criticism. Nothing is happening in this fucking story as being like, oh, needs more action, boom, boom, Hollywood scenes, yeah? Little kid fight knife puppet with knife.
However, I did find something that will interest you. Oh, yeah? It starts with Danny running to a junkyard. He hid in a car, and it cuts to a girl in the playground, playing with a tin can. Happy Appy slowly crept up to her. The girl screams, and he stabbed the girl with a stick. He runs off to get into his van. After driving for a while, he reaches the junkyard. Happy gets out of his car and looks around, yelling for Danny. Danny jumps into the car. Happy swears, and Danny runs him over. He jumps out of his car, and the van pushes Happy into a car crusher, and it crushes Happy and the van. A horrifying crushed car cube comes out with Happy's skin, blood, and organs all over the fragments of the van. A woman comes out of the cockpit, and Danny says, "Thank you, June." She says, "Thank you for telling me about Happy's rage." I couldn't take this anymore. I wanted the movie to end.
Fucking retarded. I'm just imagining Danny, like, Happy's crawling out of the fucking wreckage, and he's just fucking 5 o'clock shadow on a 6-year-old, like, strikes a match, lights a cigar, is like, one a day keeps the doctor away, you bitch. He just blows Happy away with a shotgun.
I was wrong. Oh, was I wrong? Another Happy peeks behind an old car and boastfully says, "Did you really think that I was gonna die like that to a kid? Well, if you thought so, you're wrong." The credits start. Because of a video error, I could only make out these names in the credits. Director, Tristan Yap. Tristan Yap. Producers, Keith Blue and Joanne Broop. Happy Appy, Tristan Ye. Danny, Ray Bolia. After all this time, I found the identity of the director of Happy Appy and/or Forensic. I'll need to research more about him. October 31st, 2011. Have a safe and happy Halloween, everyone. Knowing Forensic, I know I probably won't. Oh, that's Forensic. He's a bit of a...
is a narrative device where clues or warnings are dropped early in the story.
Anyways, today I got a package in the mail. Taped to it was an envelope with a letter inside. The letter read like this: To Mr. Yakovlev. During a recent investigation of Kevin Christensen's house, I found a damaged journal that seems to be related to the show your blog is talking about. I hope it will help you find out more information about Happy Appy. Sincerely, Officer Robert Newport. I opened the package.
AKA P.S. Not forensic. Kiss, kiss.
Hugs. I opened the package and inside was this.
The hugs.
Oh, okay.
I only got one arm.
True. Well, you can give a half hug with an arm.
No, you don't want to go. I don't like. Look, this might be ableist, but I do not want to give a fucking hug from a one-armed person. That feels like it'd be.
Have you never like had somebody like walk up to you and like give you like a pat on the back hug with like one arm?
I don't even like regular people giving me hugs.
Matt, we are gonna have a horrible time when we meet because I am a touchy guy.
I remember when fucking Abby would hug me, and it's just like, ugh. Yeah, it's just like, oh,
you just sit there like, I don't need this.
Now,
I can confirm Lundy's point, by the way.
Yeah, I am a very touchy guy. if you future reference for literally anybody, if we meet in real life and we like talk or hang out or something, I'm giving you
His
a hug at
autism
least.
will take
At
over.
least
and
2
he will-
times.
He will
Also, to make
either.
this clear, he is not talking about SA.
Yeah.
I was though.
Damn it, goat. You're the person who's met me in real life. You can't say that.
I was raped
No.
with kindness.
Blondie, did you give go to Rufo?
Sorry, he's reading a 70-page notebook. I should probably update that. Finally got a job at Nickelodeon yesterday. So far, I
sorry.
have been put on a possible Nickelodeon project that is still in pre-production as I write this entry. I will write more soon. February 25th of 1999. I've been put out of the project to work on Rugrats. The plot of the planned show, which was called Attack of the Killer Apples, was a ripoff of the movie Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. The problem was that almost no one liked the idea, including me. March 1st, 1999. Guess what? I've heard that the Apple show is going to see the light of day. The man who's going to help produce for the show, Keith Blue, did some claymation commercials for Noggin. Since there are some of the most popular commercials on Noggin, the creator asked that he should work on the show. March 11th, 1999. I overheard a rumor that we're filming at the old stage where Double Dare was being filmed. March 23rd, 1999. I want to leave this project now. You see, today I was eating lunch and I saw some sick fucker dragging in Happy's voice actor, Tristan, who was in his late teens and had a pretty deep voice. We started filming tests like Happy in his van and practicing lines. The guy who dragged Tristan in shouted "Action!" A weird country song started playing on the radio in the van. I shouted to the guy who shouted "Action!" and dragged Tristan, "What the fuck are you doing to Tristan?" He just jumped over a coffee table and the rest of the page and every page except this last one is torn off. January 2nd, 2011. All right. Today I remember 2 things about Happy Appy.
You know what that was, Lundy? He realized, like, fuck, I said 70 pages. Shit.
The show's original air dates and some facts. The air dates were Nick Jr. Noggin, April 26, 1999 to June 3rd, 1999. Pre-TV, UK channel, May 16th, 1999, and March 31st, 2000. Brazil, I don't know where in Brazil. November 30th, 1999, February 1st, 2000. The facts are, Happy Appy had a scrap DVD released. 2, the director was tall and midweight. And 3, he went by the name Fred. So it turns out that Frederick. So it turns out that Tristan Yap isn't the director. I'm still wondering about who the director is, though. What the fuck? Oh my god. November 1st, 2011. I finally did it. I killed Forensic.
Okay, this is the part.
And found a shocking discovery. Well, I think I have.
Okay, strap yourselves in. I'm gonna go get a soda, start reading, Lundy. This is, oh boy.
You see, I was driving home at midnight when I saw Forensic running away from Jim's house. Knowing that he might have grazed, injured, or even killed Jim, I parked my car on the sidewalk and ran into Jim's house with my knife. I looked all around the house except for the basement, but I couldn't find Jim or Forensic. During this, I took a Winchester shotgun from his living room just so that I could better arm myself. There's upgrading to guns, like a smart person. After checking all around his house, I went into his basement. I saw what looked like Jim's bleeding body sitting on the floor of the basement. I ran to him thinking that he was dead. However, he wasn't, and said, "Oh, Jesus, Jerrison, don't scare me like that." I said, "Sorry, Jim. Did you know that..." Jim interrupted me. "Yeah, I know what's going on. Forensic, or whoever the hell he is, broke into my house. That's why I stained my best clothes with ketchup." I heard Forensic open the door and loaded the Winchester. After telling Jim that I'd be back soon, I ran up the stairs, cornered Forensic, and shot him in the chest. For a second, I thought I had finally killed him. However, someone looking just like him jumped behind me and tried to stab the back of my head with a knife. I shot him in the chest like the other Forensic. I thought I had killed them both, but the second Forensic tried to make a run for it. However, his injuries made him collapse before he could run out of the house. I went into the cellar and called the police before I noticed that the first Forensic was missing. When I went back to the cellar to see Jim again, I found a USB drive lying on a bookshelf and I took it. When I told Jim about the USB drive and where it came from, he said, "That's odd. I certainly don't remember owning a USB drive like that. I seriously wonder what's in it." Like an NPC in a video game giving you a clue to a quest. After a long wait, the police arrived. Thankfully, Newport believed me when I told him about what happened. I'm just gonna say this, but I'm honestly starting to feel like he believes me. Okay. You said it twice now, but all right. I got home and put the USB drive in my computer. It only had one file called instructions, which was a minute-long video of one of the forensics saying, "In your pillow will be," over and over. In your pillow will be what? I opened my pillow, and inside I found a random switchblade, my wallet, which was missing a $20 bill I had put in there, and a DVD saying Happy Appy Complete Series, with a label saying Season 1 was on it, as well as Season 2. I'm sorry. I'm fucking dying. What the hell does this mean? What is going on? I am so fucking lost.
Again, he is frantically trying to scrap this because again, the whole.
So he killed 2 forensics, but both of them disappeared. So he didn't actually kill them. And he found a USB, and that has one of the forensics saying "in your pillow." And then he checks his pillow, and he finds a switchblade, wallet with a stolen $20, and the DVD of the Happy Happy Complete Series. At first, all I could say was, "What the hell is this?" I could understand Season 1 clear as day, but who made Season 2? Could someone have made more episodes that toned down the violence, or did someone make even darker episodes? Better yet, who made these? Jim? Kevin? Maybe Forensic? It has to be Forensic. But now, I don't even know. I'm only watching the episodes because they're happy. I'm watching them because they're my favorite show. Favorite show about killing kids. Oh, man. Today, I talked to Jim about the DVD. His response was, "Well, that's very odd." I mean, who in their right mind would make 2 more seasons of that show? He added that he wanted to see the new season as well. So tomorrow, we're going to go through and see the missing episodes of Season 1 as well as Season 2. Also, another interview was uploaded by the same man. This time, it was an interview with Tristan Yeh. Tristan Yeh, that's me. How old were you when Fright Night Screamers was around? 15. What happened when you did Happy's voice on the first day? When I recorded my lines on the first 2 minisodes called Happy Vacation and Hurt Happy, I did notice some odd things with the script for those episodes. In Hurt Happy, he ate an apple, which was weird, considering he was, well, an apple. What was the worst thing that happened to you when you were on the show? I don't like to discuss with people about it, but here it goes. I was once dragged into the studios by a tall man holding a rope, which was tied around my feet. After an argument, we filmed the episodes.
Just the nonchalantness of that. It's like, look, I don't like to talk about it, but I was physically assaulted. And then we recorded the episode because we have standards.
That's just horrifying, to say the least. Do you know who dragged you in? I don't remember. I just remember that there was a tall man. He was taller than most of us. Oh my God, we're getting into the super long entries now. Holy fuck. Holy fuck.
To wrap up shit very quickly.
I told you, man.
Oh my God. All right, listen. How long have we been going?
2 hours.
Okay. I think we're good for this. We'll wrap it up on Halloween. On 30th. Well, yeah, 30th, and then yeah.
That's so funny. He set it up as like, man, I got the whole night cleared out, and he's still tapped out at the same time.
I need to get something to eat, and I don't want to like take a big old fucking break and fucking like come back at like, I don't know, 10 or some shit.
Also, these next couple of ones are the long ones.
We're on the long ones. Like all of these are like fucking like several pages long.
Well, dude, you're so fucking dumb.
I'm not dumb. What the fuck? Why am I dumb now?
Because you're reading this fucking garbage.
You're the